All right, everyone, welcome to today's Mastermind live sneak peek preview at part one. And really what we're going to be teaching you is these principles of simple stacking strategies to make 2018 the best financial year of your life. Now, I want you to write this link down because this is going to be part two. It's going to be on November 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. So if you go to localgenius.com/preview, you can register for that. So if you like what you're seeing now, we're going to go, this is more of a high level strategy session, and we're going to go through some principles. I've got some people that I've invited on live that we've never had a conversation before. I want to be putting you really in the hot seat about how they can grow their business, because our goal is to make 2018 the best financial year of your life. And we can easily do that if you apply these simple principles. So if you're brand new, right, even though these are going to be high level principles, if you're struggling, if you're trying to get clients, you will never, ever struggle again. You're never, ever going to try to be overwhelmed. You're never, ever going to be frustrated if you apply these principles I give you. Now, if you've already got a business and you're kind of humming along with one or two clients trying to take it to the next level, this is the exact training that you need to be stepping into. And more importantly, you need to be journaling and writing. So I want to start out with really Pareto's principle. Pareto's principle is, most everybody knows, is the 80-20 rule. And my goal is for you to put in 20% of the effort and get 80% of the results out. And we can do that by leveraging principles, but also leveraging software. So what would take you 6, 7, 8 hours worth of work, we can do in 20, 30 minutes, right? What would take you 8, 10, 12 days to figure out, we can do in 2 hours. So if you take the straight line path of following in my footsteps, where I'm going to tell you exactly where to step, exactly where to go, and then you can literally get to from A to B and exactly where you want to be without having to be overwhelmed or making mistakes or struggling. So we're going to lay out that exact path in a very high level process, but we're going to go even deeper on part two. So these are 3 profit principles for 2018. And the unfortunate thing is everybody talks about 2018 in December, right? When everybody's focused on Christmas and right after the holidays. So now we put one in the chat box if right now is the perfect time to be thinking about making 2018 the best year of your life. Okay, good. So again, I need you journaling, taking notes, create a plan. This is not some half-hearted, hey, I'm going to kind of listen in the background while I do other things. You need to be focused. There's nothing to buy here. There's nothing to sell. There's no program. There's no money changing hands. This is just me rolling up my sleeves with you and 3 others that are on the line. We've got Jamie that's going to be coming on the line. He is a kind of intermediate. He's got a marketing business. We've got Drew that just joined us as a brand new customer, and Stan that is brand new, no customers at all. So I've just asked them to join before we hit record here, and we're going to go live. It's going to be a lot of fun. So one of the first things I want everybody to do is make sure you write this phrase down. Matter of fact, put it on your wall. Lead with your strength. It will make you stronger. So a lot of people believe that they should look at their weaknesses and work with their weaknesses. And I say, forget that, right? Do what you love to do. Do what you really enjoy doing. Lead with what you're good at, because you will always be better and better and better at it. No one makes money when you're a 4, 5, or 6 level. When you're a great basketball player, when you're a great violin player, when you're a great guitarist, when you're great anything, when you're a 9 and 10 in your field, you're crushing it. You make money. The problem is people spend so much time going with their weakness when they're a 3 or 4 or a 5 in something, and the best they're ever going to get is another 1 or 2. Why? Because they're weak in it. But if you're strong in something, you're a 6, you're a 7, you're an 8, you focus on that to get you to a 9 and a 10 level, and you're going to see the world of opportunity open up to you. Put one in the chat box if that makes sense to you. Like, you know what? I got to stop working on stuff and doing stuff that I don't like to do and start doing stuff that I really love to do. So let's talk about strength for just a minute. Strength in a niche, not being a generalist. That means we need to focus on a specific niche, not all things to all people. I remember sitting in a real estate coaching program, and this really brilliant guy, he's giving us all these strategies, and he said, look, I want you to turn the person next to you, and I want you to pick a niche to get into. And I'm like, all right. So I'm listening intently. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get into the foreclosure niche, right? And I turned to the lady next to me. I said, so what niche you going to get in? She goes, really anything. I need to make money right now. I'm like, yeah, but did you hear what he said? He said, pick one niche, right, that you can be an expert in. She goes, I want to be an expert in all of them because I need to make money. And I'm thinking, I just need to slap, tasers or, do something to get this woman out of this like fog of I got to make money. She wasn't listening to the principles. Now I went on to right after that strategy, I went on to focus on foreclosures. This is way back in 1999. And I literally took my family from a struggling situation to a very successful situation. But it's because I focused on one niche and it really stuck with me. Don't be a generalist, focus on a niche. So what I wanted everybody to do is put in the chat box, what are you going to focus on? What niche? What industry do you want to focus on that you really enjoy? And I want to ask Jamie. So Jamie, you've got a kind of an intermediate business there. So Jamie, what niches are you focused on right now?
So the number one niche is restaurants.
Restaurants, okay.
And restaurants, yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you right now. The two things I always tell people is never work with restaurants and never work with realtors.
Okay.
And here's why. I do have an exception. If the restaurant has a chef in the kitchen, I'm good to go. And if their average plate is above $15, because that's a business that is making money. That's a business that has to be, has a higher clientele, and they're running their business like a business, right? So, and then never work with realtors. Realtors are like hostesses at a restaurant, right? They're not professionals. It takes a few $100 and they get a license to call themselves. They're not businesses. I want you to work with companies that are already spending money. So if you want to work with a real estate broker, that's cool. So put one in the chat box if you guys get that. Like, oh, wow, there's some niches I really need to stay away from. And if I do go into them, you need to have a very high level, right? A very high level that you work with, or they're just going to run you absolutely ragged. So Stan, what about you? You pick any niches yet that you're leading with?
Yes, I want to work with medical.
You want to work with medical. Medical is not a niche.
Okay.
It's an industry. So
specifically, David, with independent doctors and dentists.
Excellent. Okay, good. Doctors and dentists. That's what I'm thinking about. So a lot of people are going to say, hey, I want to work in the medical. I want to work in the health. Or I want to work in the fitness. No. That is not a niche. You need to give me the exact specific area that you want to be an expert in. So now the next thing is strength versus sales versus fulfillment. Now, everybody's got to decide right here and right now. What are you? Are you strong in fulfillment? Are you strong in sales? So Drew, you're brand new as a customer. Drew, what is your strength? You think it's more sales, or is it more getting the systems and the processes and really doing a great job, taking care of the client and what their needs are?
I'd say it's a little bit of both. But
should I ask your wife?
No, it's mine.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So no, if someone said, "What is Drew really good at?" He's good at talking to people and engaging people, or he's really good at managing and putting process together and really getting work done. Which one would that be?
Probably the former, talking to people.
Talking to people. Okay, so we're gonna go with sales. So it's really important everybody gets very clear on what their strengths are, because you want to hire for the other, right? So understand what your strength is, identify it, and know that, fulfillment, and this is what we do at Real Strategic. We build both really well. So if you're struggling in fulfillment, we make sales really easy with like Lead Coon and Prospect Rocket. And we give you email swipes, and we give you these angles and these free offers and all these different products that are easy to sell because you're not good at selling. But then if you're really good in sales and not fulfillment, we built these incredible software systems that leverage step by step that you are push button easy to create stuff like ads and social covers and manage someone's reputation. So we understand that everybody's got their strengths, but I want to make sure that everybody on the call here, knows what their strength is so that you can make sure you focus on that, and you're going to make sure you hire for everything else. So Jamie, what's your strength? Stan, what's your strength?
Sales.
Sales, okay. And then Jamie?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. My strength is definitely sales.
Sales, okay. So you got 3 people that are really focused on sales. And where do you guys put in the chat box here? Let me find out where everybody's at. We've got almost 300 people on the line here. And so Sales, Ruby. Fulfillment, Debbie. Sales, Bob. Sales, fulfillment, sales. So I'm going to say it's about 60% sales and about Jean, Elizabeth, Valerie, fulfillment, Neil. I see a lot of female names I'm seeing next to fulfillment, right? So a lot of guys' names I'm seeing next to sales. So here's the thing that's really important. Every single one of us needs to be in some type of mastermind group. And the reason this is so important is because you can partner on specific things. You're really good in sales, but you don't really want to fulfill on PPC. Get someone else that really does good PPC. Get someone that does really good website fulfillment, right? So the next time you run into that opportunity, you have a good strategic partnership. So you have to get in some type of mastermind group so that you know what your strengths are and someone else's strengths are, and you can connect with them, and you start building strategic partnerships so that when you're in front of a customer, you're able to really focus on what you're really good at. But when you see a sales opportunity, you're not going to push it aside because you have a good strategic partnership that can flow out to. Put one in the chat box if that makes a lot of sense, going, wow, I'm really good at fulfillment. I need to connect with someone in sales and support them, right? I'm really good in sales. I need to connect with someone that's really good in fulfillment. Now, strengths and product versus services. Now, this is a big mistake that most people make. And the biggest mistake is everybody feels that they're selling services. It's kind of a generic term, but you're not selling services. You're selling a product. What I mean by product is when you go to a grocery store, right? You don't say, well, here's some jelly. Could you add a little extra peanut butter on it? Matter of fact, could you make a sandwich for me? Right? No, you got to go buy a product called peanut butter, a product called jelly, a product called bread, and you got to put it together. That's the problem with our industry is when you sell services, you're willing to do anything you need to do to get the client happy. If the client needs to, do PPC, you'll try to run and go figure out PPC. They need text message marketing. They need mobile, right? You sell products. And if those products, if they don't want your product, you say no to them or you refer them to a strategic partner. But you never ever get out of your strength and the specific product you sell. Because when you do that, you get distracted and you'll spend 10 times more doing fulfillment and learning it and not getting back to sales. And here's the difference between sales and fulfillment. And I'm sorry for those that really are good at fulfillment, but this is just a reality. There's a lot of people making a ton of money because they're really good at marketing and they know marketing really well. And they got really bad products and they got really bad service. But you know what? It didn't stop them because they're spending their time marketing and getting the next customer. So companies that are always brilliant at marketing will always make a ton of money. Companies that are really more brilliant in fulfillment will always do great because they'll get referrals and they'll get repeat customers, but they're not on the front lines always getting that next customer. So this is why it's so important to always be in your strength of a specific product and leading with that product and not a service where it's like, hey, we're willing to serve you whatever you want to do, right? So you have to pick your products. Just like you have to pick your niche, you have to pick your products you're going to lead with. So real quick here, everybody put in the chat box, let me read it out loud so everybody can hear what everybody's leading with. But Jamie, Stan, Drew, what are you guys leading with right now?
Product.
But what type of product? Tell me what the product name is. How much is it?
Got a medical device that's $50,000.
Okay, let's stick to the topic that we're talking about, which is you selling services, marketing services. So what's the marketing service product that you're selling?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That we have a service for independent doctors by which they can help their patients make sure that they're not they have the right prescription for them.
Stan, stop for a second. Stan, do you know you're on a marketing webinar? We're teaching.
Oh yeah.
We're teaching marketing.
Yes.
We don't sell those products. Those products are not marketing products.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I want to get you really clear right now.
All right.
So Stan's brand new, right? So give Stan a little bit. Everybody's trying to figure this out. He's on a hot seat. It's a little nervous. So Stan, when it comes to you talking to a doctor or a dentist, what's your digital marketing services? What's the product that you sell? What are you leading with?
Well, with the medical device, it's a device that brings in money for the doctor.
Dan,
Yes.
I'm not going to be able to keep you on the hot seat if you're not. Let me do this. Let me go to Jamie and Drew. So Jamie, what are you leading with?
So I lead with video production. I create videos for different small businesses, restaurants being the main age.
Excellent. Drew, you?
Ad Kahuna.
Oh, say you're creating ads. Okay, good. So I've got in the John's doing expose. Neil says more customers. No, a product is not more customers. A specific product is, hey, I have a product. It's an expose video that interviews you. It's $397. I have a product. It's where we manage, build, and market your reputation. It's $695. That means they take it off the shelf and they scan it. It's a certain amount of money. So does everybody got that product in their mind? Does that make sense? Put one in the chat box if you get that, right? It's a product. That's what you do. You do not make up the product based on what the client needs. You have built a product because you understand the business needs this type of service. Yes? So Stan, is that making sense to you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so to strengthen one product funnel and not multiple products. This is the last thing, and we'll go a little bit deeper here. So you need to work with one product funnel and not multiple products. The more products you add to a sale, the longer the sales cycle and the more decisions they have to make, the more research they have to do. I'm going to show you in part 2 of this training how someone can make a decision in under 10 minutes on the first call. So Jamie, Drew, everybody on the call here, does that make sense? We are not selling multiple products. It's not PPC and reputation and mobile. It's not traffic, and it's not social. It's one product funnel to get them in the door, and then we can upsell them as much as you want. But in that first initial creating a client, it's one product funnel. Make sense?
Yes.
Love it.
Okay, so hopefully everybody's starting to see that these principles, if you just apply them, it can really sharpen the focus and get you much more efficient what you're doing. So let me explain a little bit how we're partnering with you to help you do this. It took 5 years and over $10 million invested to create this success ecosystem. So at the top is reputation. And we've been doing reputation before really most everyone else is in the industry. And we really innovated and pioneered reputation marketing with Rep Kahuna, Local Analyzer, Expose, and Rep Videos. These are 4 products, and they're incredibly innovative, and they will set you up where no one else can touch you in the marketplace. Local Analyzer is a free report system that you can give away to businesses. They can see their reputation and what people are saying about them. Rep Kahuna does a whole fulfillment to manage someone's reputation. Expose Videos is when you do 5-minute interviews with businesses to position them as the market leader. And Rep Videos markets their 5-star reputation through 60-second commercial videos. So put one in the chat box if you can see that when it comes to reputation, it's hard for anyone in the business to actually compete with you when you have this type of portfolio. But you can't be that one-trick pony because they also need traffic. And so we built Ad Kahuna, which is the easiest thing on the planet, with one button push to create 22 different ad designs, and Traffic Fuel that allows you to place those ads over 97% of the web. We compete against Google, we compete against AdRoll, we can compete against Perfect Audience. We created a platform for the last 2 years that competes against all the big boys, and it's only available to our customers. So put one in the chat box if you can see how traffic can completely set you apart from everybody else. And I want you to see something else here now, because there's also social. Everyone needs social. So we built a system called Bright Social, which is a content aggregation system that is literally push button easy, where it syndicates to all the social media networks. I want to say it's a lot like Hootsuite, right? That we built only for our customers. But we also built something called Social Covers that allows someone to brand themselves across all their social media sites with push button ease. So I want you to see just real quickly here what we're doing. We're building an ecosystem where if you've got Rep Kahuna, your reviews are being marketed on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social networks. So once you've got Rep Kahuna, you could easily sell them social. because now you can take over their social media. Did everybody see that? How they work really well together? Yes? Right? Now, if you're doing social covers, you can create their branding or offer across all their social media. Let's say it's a 50% off for Christmas time, right? And a special offer. Well, you can also create an ad for their website. So the website matches all their social media. And when people come to the social media or come to their website, you can now retarget them with traffic fuel. So just these three products, reputation, traffic, and social, this is a way that you can put everything together in a one-stop shop to help a customer crush it in 2018. If not, what you got to do is you got to run to different products that have different support systems, and they don't connect together and they don't work together. And then when you're coaching and training, all these people that coach and train on the different products and software, they all got different mentalities. They all got different processes. Some don't even have a local marketing business, but they sell a program because they built it. But one of the chat box, if you can start to see the integration that we've been building for 5 years to get to this point. So, Jamie, your thoughts on that real quick? Is kind of this is the first time you're seeing this?
No, it makes a hell of a lot of sense. I totally get what you're doing and how it's working. So yeah, makes sense.
And then Drew, you've got a kind of a you're new to our platform. So your thoughts on seeing this? Anything stand out to you?
Well, I've gone through like 6 of your trainings, the Mastermind trainings that you get access to when you get into Traffic Fuel at Kahuna. And then I also got into Prospect Rocket. And going through all of those trainings, without you spelling it out, it became evident that this really is a one-stop shop. And so I'm getting ready to go with, like, I don't have rep videos yet, I don't have local analyzer yet, but I'm staying laser focused on Ad Kahuna and Traffic Fuel because, you know, that's what you said to do.
And I want to tell you this. That is the best advice. You know, there's not a guy, I don't think, a company on the planet would love to sell you everything they got, right? So, and you would love to sell every dentist everything you got. But here's what I'm going to say. For my sanity and yours, and for us to help you be successful, I really want you focusing on one thing, making money with that one thing, and then taking that money and reinvesting it in the next opportunity that you think can help your business. I think a big problem is someone will see this and they'll run around and they'll grab everything and they'll get overwhelmed, and then they'll quit 2 months later because they ran out of runway to be successful because they spent more time trying to figure things out and less time actually marketing. Put one in the chat box if you get that principle on this and why 2018 can be more successful because you're focused on one thing, crushing it with that, and then you're adding slowly everything else, right? But let's go a little farther. Automation. Every business needs marketing automation, including you, right? And that's why we developed Lead Kahuna and Prospect Rocket. So many of our mastermind members actually sell leads to businesses, print shops. The same leads you get with Lead Kahuna, the printer needs. The same leads that you got with Lead Kahuna, the accountant needs. And they buy a seat for Prospect Rocket, and they actually do the email marketing for them. And they charge $500 to $1,000 a month. So everybody needs this entire ecosystem. Then we've got funnels. We have a system called Hyper Funnels in our Mastermind that we actually build websites and we build funnels for businesses, landing page websites. And we have something called Boost Webinars that automates all the marketing, where you can invite someone to a webinar. Because remember, it's about the Pareto principle, where we're leveraging 20% to get to 80%. So there's 300 people on the line here. Put one in the chat box if you can see that I'm leveraging right now. I'm in front of 300 of my customers. I could never do that one-on-one. So please journal this saying, I've got to leverage in 2018. So I want to put all this together for you. And I also want to show you this. In the middle of all this is our Genius Mastermind. So if you're trying to figure out what is this mastermind that David talks about from time to time, it's how we put it all together. Because you can be on the outskirts learning each product, but how it all integrates and then how you build a business is a completely separate strategy session. So Jamie, Stan, Drew, your kind of takeaway now that you're seeing the whole plan that we have for you for 2018?
So I'm kind of in the same boat as the other gentleman. I'm really focusing on traffic. So once we have the video done, my upsell right away is getting them traffic. So I'm using traffic Ad Kahuna. I bought 3 of your services already: Ad Kahuna, Lead Kahuna, and Traffic Flow. So I'm basically focusing all my energy there.
Excellent. And then when you say video, are you doing like a video expose, you said?
No, actually, it's my own. We have a video production. I have a team of people, both locally and nationally, and we go out and film, different videos for people.
That's brilliant. So here's what you do. Here's what I want you. Here's a quick little secret of how we put it all together, right? You do a video. You could be expose. So let's say you did expose, your own expose video, right? It sounds like you're doing that. What you want to do is include one ad for them to put on their website for free in that package.
Got it. Okay.
And you'll install it on their website. So the best way to upsell is to include the next product, a small little sliver of that in the current product they just bought. So when everybody put one in the chat box, if you can see how sneaky that is, to go, oh, and including that, we're going to create an ad for you that you can put on your website to market the video that we just did for you, right? So that one strategy there is now when you give them the one ad, you're going to create all 22 and go, hey, we created all 22 for you, and then you go through the whole Ad Kahuna script as if you're upselling, just like we do in the offer call.
Makes sense. Yep.
Cool stuff, huh? A lot of fun. So now a few questions and answers you must know. One, this is a script I go through, but it's going to make it so crystal clear when I talk to a client or a potential client. And so I want everybody to answer these questions. When I'm talking to the CEO, let's say I'm talking to you, Jamie, and I say, hey, Jamie, what do you think the most valuable asset of your company is? What do you think most businesses would say?
I'm guessing the owner, my mind, my ability to vision, to put the strategy forward to make the company move forward. I'm guessing me.
Yeah. And the way I would respond to that is, you know what? I felt the same way too about my company. But what I realized was the most valuable asset is my service, my products, my strategies, or even me. It's my list. And let me prove that to you. If you were going to sell your company and a business broker came along, what would they typically value your company at? What are the KPIs or the indicators of the one major indicator they're going to value your company at? What do you think?
How many customers do you have right now?
No, it's not customers, it's revenue.
Oh, okay.
And that revenue is made up of your list of customers, your list of referral partners, your list of strategic partners, your supply chain management, everything you have there that's on your list. Then all of a sudden the CEO goes, oh, wow, that's interesting. I never really thought about that. Put one in the chat box if you get that. Like, oh, wow, I need to use this the next time I talk to someone. Like, it really positions you as an expert. And this is the language, again, this is mastermind language that I teach. Now, once they kind of get that wrong, then I go to the next one. I say, what's the second most valuable asset of your company? And they kind of hem and haw, like they don't want to say it wrong. Like, well, probably products and services. I'm like, no, it's your relationship to the list. How valuable would the company be if you burnt and had poor customer support or everybody hated your products and services they bought the first time? Yeah, your revenues would be there, but when they did their due diligence, they'd have to slice it in half, your revenues, because of the fact that you don't have a relationship with the list. So put one in the chat box if you can see the brilliance of this language and the positioning, because here's what comes up next that I've really never publicly talked about before. In 2018, profit principle number 1 is you must manage 3 lists plus reputation for each client. So the first one, I want to find out the first person that's not in our mastermind to put in what are the 3 lists. What do you think? What are the 3 lists? The 3 lists are what? What 3 lists you're going to manage? Their customers? No. Their prospects? No. Their leads? No. It's a list. Their niche? No. Jamie, you want to take a stab at it? Stan, you want to take a stab at it?
I just put customers and leads, and you said no. So
okay, you did. Okay, Drew, what are you thinking?
Uh-huh. Is it your own personal lists?
Here it is. I'll give you the first one. The email list.
Oh, okay.
The fastest way to get someone revenue is to manage their email list. And you're going to find that over 80% of businesses do not manage their email list well. Their current customers. Is it easier to get a current customer to come back and buy from you again, or to go get a net new cold customer? Which is it? Yeah,
A current.
a current customer. Yeah, absolutely. But businesses aren't doing this at all, and they desperately need someone right here, right now to do it. Now, let me give you a kind of the product level of where we're at here. Oh, almost gave that away. Hopefully you blinked and you didn't see that. You can typically charge $500 a month to manage. And typically you're going to do 1 to 2 emails a month and 1 offer a month. Says, look, for $500 a month, we'll write the emails. We'll send an email out on the first and second week, and then we'll write an offer email if you've got a special going on. So that's literally 3 to 4 emails a month for $500. Uber simple, uber easy. Now, what's most important about this is the niche. Remember the niches? If you focused on one niche and you created an email sequence for a dentist, how much easier would the next dentist be? And the next dentist be? And the next dentist be? Does everybody see? Put one in the chat box if you see why you need to focus on choosing one niche. Because everything we're going to do is duplicatable and scalable. And the next customer that comes in, you're going to be 90% more profitable. So $500 to $1,000 a month, but at minimum it's $500. So why do you think we built Prospect Rocket? Right? Because not just for you to use, but you to use for a client, because you're very comfortable doing your own email marketing. I mean, some of you have been doing email marketing for a long time with Lead Kahuna and Prospect Rocket. Why not do it for the local business? Why not do it for the e-commerce company? They've got unbelievable amounts of opportunity just sitting in their lists. Put one in the chat box if you now are starting to think that way. And let me ask you, Stan or Drew, Jamie, are you guys managing any email lists right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No.
So Jamie and Drew, you guys have a few customers. Why not? Why hasn't this kind of come to like a big aha moment? Like, wow, we should be helping them with their email marketing. You guys know how to email. You do email marketing yourself all the time to get new clients.
The reality is, it's never. I mean, it's a great question. We use their emails in retargeting, in creating custom audiences or lookalike audiences, but we don't actually go out and use their emails to market for them. So we haven't done that yet. I don't know why. That's a good question.
Well, let me get this right. You know how close you are to like doubling your revenue per client? Or at least increasing by 30, 40, 50%. You actually get their email list. And you use it for retargeting by uploading and creating audiences, but you just don't take that email list and put it over into an email sending system and just click a button to make another $500 a month.
Very good idea. Yep, I agree.
So you're that close. Now, real quick, if you don't mind me asking, Drew, how many clients do you have right now?
About 10.
So
11.
At $500 a month, how much more do you add to your business by that one simple service?
That's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you already have it, right? I mean, it's you already have the emails. You know what to do with them, and they're dying because you know they're not doing anything else with them. So let me just get some feedback from everyone. Put one in the chat box if you can see these profit principles could change everything for you if you not just implemented them, but you had a step-by-step strategy to put them all together, right? So this is what we're going to go in part 2. I want to show you in great detail how this works. So the next is a social media list. So what is a social media list? Well, that's the list of their followers, people that like them. They've got people on Twitter, they've got Facebook, they've got LinkedIn. They've got all these people on these lists and they do nothing with them. Just like their email list. So we have to engage those people and keep top of mind. I hope everybody's starting to realize that the referral, the next generation of referral marketing is social media. You're starting to see it now. How many of you have seen where all your friends and relationships are asking for referrals online, in the community, in the group, in the neighborhood community? Yeah, it's insane. We're moving actually tomorrow, and we needed a painter, we needed someone clean the house, we needed someone landscape, we needed all these people, and we would just go on Facebook and ask, and we got the best recommendations. I'm not even going online anymore to type in fencing contractor or painter, right? And even look at stars. I'm going into social media and asking for referrals. Any aha moments right there? So Stan, Drew, Jamie, your thoughts on that?
David, that's outstanding, David. A great creative way to help us get more business. So thank you.
Yeah. So Jamie, Drew?
Yeah, brilliant. It's sitting right in front of my face. I've been doing this for a while, and I've never really thought about managing the email list or even looking at their social media list, and it's a low-hanging fruit.
You're exactly right. It is a low-hanging fruit on that. So we've got to figure out a way to manage that list, right? And so you don't have to do it today, but you can easily add another $500 there too, which is interesting because you're already retargeting with Facebook, aren't you, Drew?
Yeah.
Interesting. You are so close to another $500. That's another $10,000 a month, but you just grew your business by 100 G's without getting one new customer. Now, the last list, what do you think the last lists are? You guys don't answer Jamie or Stan, Drew, because I think you know. But on the chat box, what do you guys think? Let me see the first person that gets it. All right, Len, good job. It's their pixel list, right? Their pixel list. And everybody knows how easy this is. You know, you just simply put a little retargeting code on their site, you retarget them, you can manage their pixels, and it's kind of set and forget, and that's all day long, another $500 a month. So what we're sitting here is in a gold mine of clients that are getting up to $1,500. Plus, we haven't even done the easy one. Plus, make sure they've got a good reputation online, which is easily another $500 at the low end. Holy cow, can you see, if you understand the language I'm giving you, that when people ask you, what do? You say, well, I help people grow their business by helping them manage 3 important lists: their email list, their social media list, and their pixel list. You want me to say that again? Put one in the chat box. You want me to say it again one more time just so you kind of get that? Is everybody crystal clear? Someone asks you, what do? Especially when you give them a free offer, especially when you sell them the first trust trigger, Jamie or Drew, right? When they really want to know what you do, you say, well, our entire goal is to help people grow their business by managing 3 important lists: their email list, their social media list, and their pixel list. And then we help them build their 5-star reputation, and they can market that to get more customers.
David, can I ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
What if they don't have either all of them, or they're missing most of them? As a client, do you say, listen, I'm not interested in working with you? Because a lot of them may have a small list, probably have a couple hundred if they're lucky social media. Most of them don't do pixel or any reputation, that people I talk to. So what's your opinion there?
I'm going to get to that in a second because I want to tell you what exactly to do. But here's my criteria for working with the business. You should never, ever, ever, ever work with a company that's not already spending $1,000 a month in marketing. Listen, give them to the people that are going to be in and out of this business if they want to work with people who can barely afford $300, right? But you might be working with someone that doesn't spend a lot of money, but they have huge influence. So you might want to do some of these services because they're going to be a great referral strategy for you, right? So each one has its own, but we would never, ever work with the company that's not spending at least $1,000 a month in marketing. So that person that's a company spending $1,000, they've got 500, 600, 800 people doing social media. They've got, they've been in business for 2 or 3 years, right? They've got a list of maybe, 80, 90, 100 clients. Plus they've got a whole bunch of emails that they've gotten because they've shown up at network meetings. And I'm talking, you know, nothing big, like in the thousands, right? But you just need to work with companies that are ready for this type of a strategy, as opposed to, you know, I don't have any budget. I don't do really any marketing. What do you got? Right? So you determine that up front. But the main criteria is, I typically ask, right, and this is why in the script, if you get any of our video scripts, the first thing we ask is, so let me see if I can recall the exact lines. To say, so our job is to want to get our job is to work with a company and to give these services to that's trying to get their message out in the marketplace. So I'm curious, typically, how much you spend to really try to get your message out every single month? And that's the question. They go, well, I really don't really spend anything, but we do like a $20,000 trade show every single year. Okay, I'm good with that guy, right? But we're like, well, we don't really spend anything. You know, we just kind of bootstrap things and as they come along. It's going to take a lot of work to bring that person up with an email, social media, pixel list they're really all about, right? So it's much easier to work with businesses that are already spending money. And that's about 60, 70% of them. There's about 20, 30% that are just newbies. And if you want to cut your teeth on that, I think that's great. But my suggestion is it's just as easy to put on ugly clothes in the morning as it is really nice clothes. Would you agree with that?
Yep.
It's just as easy to sell someone that's got money as someone that doesn't really have any money, right? So it's no harder. So I'd put the effort in people that are already spending money. So Robert says, is this live? Yes, it is live. So great question though. And I'll get into a little bit more detail. Now, principle number 2 is begin with the end in mind. And if we're going to begin with the end in mind, let's think about the end. So here's what 2018. It's focused on a niche, but it's 3 niches and only 3 niches, right? 3 niches, only 3 niches. So right now, if you're journaling, if you really want 2018 to be the best year of your life, you're going to write this down right now. You don't have to stick with it, but you're going to stick with only 3 niches. And here's why. When you go with 3 niches, you're going to understand all the objections in your first 30 days of working with those 3 niches. And here, how many of you have just thought in your mind, it just came up in your mind, well, what if they refer me another business? How many feel that way? I mean, like, well, I get referred other businesses. I'm going to say no to that, David? Yes, you're going to say no to that. And here's the reason why you're going to say no to that. I'm going to give you some language real quickly there that'll solve that entire problem, because almost every problem in marketing is solved with just good language. And I can give you word for word exactly what you need to say to solve almost every problem you need. And here's how you solve the problem. When you're asking a referral, the first thing you ask is, well, so tell me what you like best about what we've done for you. And they tell you what you like. You say, you know what we like to do? We like to expand our dental division. Do you know any associations that you're a part of that we could help them with these services as well? Or do you know any strategic partners or referral partners that are dentists? Preferably no one that's directly competing with you. And see, what you don't realize and what you don't know and you're not thinking is that all these dentists know a lot of other dentists over the years. All these plumbers know a lot of other plumbers. They've gone to associations, they've gone to meetings, they've networked, right? None of these owners don't know anybody else. They know a lot of other people. And we've done a good job for them. They've got great relationships too that they'll refer you. Make sense? Put one in the chat box if you get that. So Jamie, Drew, Stan, have you guys thought through that about, wow, I need to stick in these niches. I need to become really brilliant at those.
So David,
Go ahead.
Just to jump in very quickly, I started this business a while back and I became a generalist. And I'm having a really hard time picking the niches because I've done all over the board. I've had a few successes here, there. It's hard. I'm having a hard time picking that 1 or 2 niches.
Okay. So tell me what niche you like that you've already done.
The niche that I'm most successful at is plumbers, but I don't find it very sexy. I don't like it very much in terms of it doesn't fulfill me. I just feel boring. But they're the ones I'm having the most success with.
Okay, so let me just say this. Marketing should be boring. Let me say it again, and please underline this and write it down. Marketing should be boring. And the why it should be boring is it's predictable. Listen, I can guarantee you this. If you go, I want to give you a book right now. It's called Scientific Advertising. It was written back in the 1900s, almost 100 years ago. You can literally, it's out of print, so it's free. You can go type in Scientific Advertising written by Claude Hopkins. You ask anybody that's worth their weight in salt at all about marketing and say, what's a really good book? If they don't mention scientific advertising, don't listen to them. So that book is so brilliant. And if you read it, you'll feel like you're reading. Now, it's done in more of an allegory. And it's done in a little bit different like angles instead of like says how to step by step type of thing. So for instance, like there's, and I'm going to paraphrase, but like one part of the book says, there are two farmers, one farmer sold a horse and it says, look, take, buy the horse now. And if in 30 days it doesn't perform, I'll give you your money back. The second farmer says, hey, don't pay me anything now. Take the horse for 30 days. And if it works out for 30 days, then come back and pay me. The second farmer sells 7 more horses than the first, right? And you're like, what a horse has got to do with marketing? But anybody ever see Oric, the vacuum cleaner? Hey, try it for 30 days, right? Use it, then pay us, right? We're not going to charge you for 30 days. Just pay for shipping and handling. Everybody get that? Right? There's nothing changed in marketing for 100 years, just the mediums and the market. The mediums we market through and the target is all that's changed. All the psychology has been there. So it should be boring. You've got a great marketing system when it's like, so predictable. If I want more customers, I can get more customers. All I do is do this, this, and this, and boom. It's like turn the volume knob up in your radio. Put one of the chat box if you would love marketing to be boring for you because you just know it so well. It's so predictable. So is that Drew? Is that what you said or is that Jamie?
That was me. It makes a lot of sense. I hear what you're saying.
So I love the fact that it's boring for you, right? So it should be so boring you can set it on what?
Automatic.
Automatic. And that means you're so good at what you do, they're predictable, and then you can predict results for the next client and charge them even more and be more profitable by doing less because you already have the process in place.
That's excellent, David. Oh, who's that author again of that book?
Claude Hopkins, Scientific Advertising. So boring and profitable sounds like a plan. See, I want to save my excitement for my family. I want to save my excitement for travel. I want to say excitement for the money that I'm investing, right? That should be exciting. But my normal business should be really, we love doing this, right? We're making a difference and impact with businesses. But I'm saying the process shouldn't be a challenge every single day and you have to fight. And this is why we built this mastermind. This is why I do these types of mastermind trainings, is so that you can see that, wow, that's pretty darn predictable. So choose 3 niches. And my suggestion is you choose plumbers. You go back to your plumbers. You get video testimonials of the success you've had, what they do for them, and then you leverage that, and you become the premier digital marketer for plumbers throughout the entire United States. Because no one can compete with you. I met a guy once at a conference, and he did over, $2.5 million. I'm like, wow, I'm really interested. So what niches are you in? He's like, just one. I'm like, one? Oh, really? Oh, you probably work with, I'm thinking dentists or doctors, no? He goes, you want to guess? I'm like, I guess a few landscapers. No. Built a $2 million local business for landscapers? Yeah. Landscapers? Are you kidding me? Have you met those guys? They're just like, they're just trying to figure it out, right? They're like schlepping from place to place. They're not organized. $2 million business on landscapers, right? He had a system in place. He built an entire process. He built a book for $495 that he would sell to a business. that's a landscaper. Here's how I do all your marketing step by step by step. He would sell that $500 just like it's a trust trigger, the same way I tell you guys to sell your trust triggers and all the products we have. And they would read the book, go through the book. You come back to him 2-3 weeks later, go, hey, so how you doing with that? Well, help get, well, we haven't done it. Well, here what we can do. For $2,000 a month, we can implement everything that's in the book. And that book was just a pain point. This was about 5 years ago I met him. So does that make sense? 3 niches, only 3 niches. Why? Because you're going to know exactly what to do, how to get them successful, handle their objections. You're going to know their needs, and then you're going to be able to leverage the successes of the 5, 6, 8, 10, 50, 100 plumbers. Go against any business. You can go against any competitor with our products, and you would crush them like the cockroaches they are. But you go against them with your 30, 40, 50 plumbers that you've already gotten success, and it won't even be a competition. You won't even have to crush them. They'll be literally obliterated. So it doesn't matter what niche you choose. It just matters that you choose a niche that you really enjoy and you really want to help. So was that Jamie or Drew?
That was me. I got it. Thank you very much.
When you say me, I still don't.
I'm sorry, Jamie.
Jamie, okay.
Jamie.
So Drew, does that make sense? Any thoughts on that, Drew?
I do have some thoughts on that. And that, you know, I've done the general thing for a long time too. I mean, the pool table mover client that I've had for 3 years, you know, he doesn't have much of an email list. I mean, I guess he does, but he doesn't have repeat customers. But yeah, I'm really loving the idea of focusing on just one, so that so that you can redo it easier and automate it. And that was kind of an aha moment for me as well. Marketing should be boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if you really work well with that pool table, you know what that pool table mover needs to do? He needs to add more services. That's why he doesn't have an email list, is because he's only doing one thing. If you're getting a pool table in your house, what else do you want in your house? Do you want a ping pong tabletop to go on top of the pool table? That's $150 every time you sell, because they cost about $125. You sell them for $250 to $300. How about a foosball table to go with that? People don't want to have a pool table. They want entertainment. How about a bar? Do you see how fun that could be?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this is where it gets fun, but it's boring because we've done it over and over and over and over again. Now, he can go back. Now, can that pool table mover, how many clients does he have in the last 2 or 3 years?
Oh, in the last 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
I'd say 1,000.
1,000. I mean, they move fast, right? Almost 1 a day, sometimes 2 a day. I mean, it's a real art putting that stuff on and moving a pool table. Now, is that 1,000 list valuable to somebody? Is it valuable to a remodeler that does bars or a modeler that can do game rooms? You see where I'm going with this?
Oh yeah, or even a moving company, yeah.
Even a moving company, right? So here's the secret. A man cave. I like that, Ricky. Think of this. Should the 3 niches have some type of crossover? Now, when you really get brilliant, I mean, you really dial it down, you'll understand the wisdom of what I'm just saying right now. If the 3 niches would have crossover with each other. So when you're down 3, you can cross them over and they can help each other.
I'm just absorbing.
I'm letting it sink in. That's okay. It's just some silence. But one in the chat box if you need a little silence to let that one sink in just for a minute. Like, okay. Right? Yep. So okay, so I'm going a little too slow here. So I want to get to all these for everybody. Know the lifetime value and yearly value of the customer. So I want to ask Jamie, the plumber, what's the lifetime value of a customer? Jamie? Bueller?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was on mute. I was talking to myself. I apologize. Yearly is 60,000, and so far my lifetime value is about 3 years, so about 180,000.
No, not for you. Not for you. For the plumber. When
Oh,
they get a client,
okay.
what's the lifetime value of their customer?
It's probably close to $2,500.
It's probably close, or it is 2,500.
I don't know. I don't have the stats on that, but the little when I've talked to people, plumbers that I deal with, they're guesstimating between 2,000 and 3,000. So I'm averaging 2,500.
And so let me give you a little backdrop of everybody on this. A lifetime is typically 5 years, right around there. Some are 3 to 5, some are 5 to 7 years, right? It just depends on the niche, right? Typically, like an HVAC, right? That'll be 5 to 7 because it's a bit longer, right? But like if you said lifetime value for a restaurant, that would be like 3, right? So between the 3 and 7 range, it all depends on the industry. But you need to know like that what the lifetime value and the yearly value of your customer is. And why do you think this is so important? Jamie, any thoughts, or Stan or Drew, any thoughts on this? Why do you think that?
Because when you're trying to, sorry.
Go ahead.
So when you go to sell them, you talk intelligently about what you can do for them because you know what that customer's worth to them.
Exactly. And if you don't talk confidently, they're not going to talk confidently. And it's my experience that 50, 60% of the business you talk to cannot tell you what the yearly value of their customers, and they can't tell you what the lifetime value of their customers. They don't know. And if they don't know and you don't know, how in the world are you supposed to bring value to your products and services? But one of the chat boxes, if you're clearly getting, oh my goodness, no wonder I'm not selling very well. No wonder I'm where I'm at right now. I haven't picked a niche. I'm all over the place and doing any type of products and services. I'm a little overwhelmed, and if I'm overwhelmed, shoot, the clients should be overwhelmed too, right? I'm not very clear, and I don't even know what the yearly value of their customer is. So even if I bring them a customer, how valuable am I really? Is there values to get these resources? Yes, Tom. What a great question. Tom, I'm so glad you're on the call, buddy. Yes, you want to go to an association. I mean, you can go to Google and just type it in, yearly value of a plumbing customer, right? Or a landscaping customer. But you can also go to the association or call an association and ask them. So typically, what will be the lifetime value for a plumber? And they'll tell you they love that stuff. They live for that stuff. They're an association. They eat, drink, and sleep the success of a business or their client. Make sense? All right. Begin with the end in mind. We know that 15% of people will buy now. If you're really good, I mean, if you got the experience that I do in selling, you can close at 15%. So what happens to the 85%? You got a plan for them? Because I do. 85% of the people that are going to say no to you, absolutely no. So guess what? Every single morning, let's just face it, we're always going to get more no's than yeses, right? It's just part of what we do. If it was easy, everybody been doing it. So let's just suck it up, get tough, be the entrepreneur that we actually said we wanted to be, and realize that 8 out of 10 times people are going to say, no, not interested right now. So what are you doing with the 85%? Because here's something I know that you don't. 40% of that 85 will buy from you in the next 24 months if you've got a plan for them. Think about that. 40% will buy in the next 24 months if you have a plan for them. Let me give you a statistic of how I know this. I did this just as a random test with one of our customers. He was really struggling. He made 3 or 4 sales. And he said he had 22 people that said no to him that month. I said, man, you're crushing it. You had 4 sales and 22 people said no. That's about right? 15%. He had conversations with all these people, right? So over a month period, I mean, he wasn't really working hard. He only talked to 5 people a week. That's 1 person a day. I don't know what he was doing with the other 7.5 hours of his day, but if he's only talking to 1 person, but that's awesome, right? He talked to almost 30 people in a whole month about his products and services. 4 bought, 22 said no. Does everybody get that? Why I think that someone's not even trying if they talk to 30 people in a month? I mean, come on, suck it up. Step into the game and swing to the fences. You're talking to one person a day. That's like 30 minutes of your day. What are you doing with the rest of your time? So now's the time. Like, my family's depending on me, right? I'm not playing small. So here's the cool part of what happened. I said, look, this was like a month after. I said, let's take the 22 people and let's write an email and send it to them. Out of the 22 people he sent an email to, what do you think the open rate was on that email? 22 people. What percentage of open rate do you think it was? 40, 50%, 20%, 60%, 80%, 1%, 70%?
100%.
What do you think, Stan?
100%.
Stan, you are absolutely right. 100%. Why is that? How in the world would it be 100%? What are you thinking, Jamie, Drew? Why would it be 100%?
Because he's already talked to them before. They already have a relationship.
Yes, they've got context. They have some type of relationship, right? I mean, I don't care who it is. If I have a good relationship with you and Jamie, you send me an email, I'm going to open it at least. I might not respond right away, but I'm going to open it, right? I mean, this is the beauty of the hard work you put in. The problem is no one's here helping you figure this stuff out. There's no masterminding going on to say, look, all the people said no to you. That is the most perfect, most beautiful target market list you could ever want. Because you're going to send them another offer the next month. Your offer this month was what, Drew? What was your offer to the person that said no to you last? What was your offer?
PPC advertising.
Okay, they said no to you this month, and guess what? Next month you're going to send them. What's the offer going to be?
Free ad.
There you go. And they're going to say no to that. What's the next offer going to be after that?
Oh, probably not a free ad or retargeting.
Yeah, so what's the next offer? Social cover?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you see. You see why we built? You see why we built our ecosystem, right? Because I want to give you a plan that is this to make you very, very financially strong. So now let's go to the next step. So we sent out 22, 100 people, 100% opened. How many people do you think bought in his next offer? They already said no to him one offer. Next offer. What percentage? What do you think? He had 4 out of 22, right? 4 out of 22. That was almost 20%. Almost 20% bought. Whoa, that was just 30 days later. Just imagine if I had a 24-month plan. So, Jamie, what's going through your mind right now? Drew, what's going through your mind? Are you starting to see some huge opportunities for 2018 being just an amazing year for you?
Oh yeah.
Most definitely.
What I'm interested. What's resonated with you most so far, Stan or Drew, Jamie? You guys want to just kind of what's kind of standing out as you're thinking through this?
For me, this is Drew. I was thinking that nobody's ever really taught me this before. So, I've always heard of following up, but I mean, there's so many things to do in the day. I forget to follow up. I know in principle that you should follow up and that you should always make contact more than once. But it just gets lost in everything I do day to day. So I don't have a system.
You think it gets lost for the dentist and the doctor and the landscaper and the plumber too?
For sure.
Yeah. That's why we built Prospect Rocket, to put them on an automated offer system that follows up with them, sends them a voicemail, sends them an email, so you don't even have to think about it.
Man, I'm 2 days into Prospect Rocket, and I love it.
Now, disclaimer, I don't want everybody to jump into Prospect Rocket, right? That's not my intent. My intent is for you guys to realize why we're doing what we're doing for you and for us, right? We're doing it for our own business. We're doing it for you as well, so you can have that ecosystem when you're ready for it. So now, here's the next question. Begin with the end in mind. 90 days, every customer should be at what dollar amount, Jamie? In 90 days, what dollar a month residually? So if I was to take a sticky note, put that client on the wall, and we had a race to the end, and we put the finish line at 90 days, they start in day one, and they got your free offer. In 90 days, what's the number that's on that sticky note on residually they're spending with you? What is that number?
For me, it's anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 per month residual.
Excellent. Okay. Drew?
I'd say 3,000
3,000? Stan?
minimum.
I'm so new, I don't know, but it sure looks good, whatever it is.
So Stan, so you're just like the realtor in my illustration where I said, and I know you're brand new, so I'm going to push on you because I want to get you up to speed.
Thank you.
Where I said, hey, the guy said pick a niche. My niche is foreclosures. And the lady said, well, I'm just starving. I'll do anything. And she went off to fail miserably. So when I say what's the number, based on what you've heard so far in the different products, it being $500 each product, where would somebody be in 90 days? Where do you think? How much could you make residually from them?
Well, it should be a minimum of 1,000 per month, up to 2,000 to 3,000.
No, you're exactly right. Well played, Stan. Excellent. So if you have 3 to 4 products that we just talked about, and you guys have more, I know you got lots of ones sitting on your hard drive and lots of ideas, right? But I'm saying, right, just the 3 or 4 we talked about, if you just use your language, we grow businesses by managing 3 important lists, their pixel list, their email list, their social media list, right? That's 3 right there. And helping them build their 5-star reputation so they can market their reputation to get more customers. That's 4 products. In a minimum of $500 a product, we're at $2,000 in 90 days. The problem is no one's ever given you permission to upsell someone every month or every 2 or 3 weeks. For some reason, we think that 2 or 3 months has to go by before they buy another product. How many of you feel that way? Like, I can't really sell them another product right away. How many of you just feel that way naturally? Jamie, Drew, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I always get a little uncomfortable when I sell them something for a setup of a few thousand and a management fee of a couple thousand. I'm a little bit nervous to sell them something else too quickly. So yeah,
that's right. Should I agree with that, Jamie? It's your decision. It's your decision to say no to them. Is that your decision?
That is, yeah.
That's your decision or their decision to say no to you? Which is it?
Well, it's my lack of confidence that I probably, confidence.
In the life, the way it works. So it's your decision to tell the customer no, or it's their decision to tell you no? Which is it?
No, it's their decision to tell me no.
Yeah, and so, but you're not. The way Correct. You're running your business is you're telling them no. I'm going to decide what I should be selling you or not. No. It's your job to sell them everything you have and give an opportunity to show them and explain to them everything you have. And it's their decision to say no to you. You don't take that responsibility because it ain't up to you because it's not your money. It's their money.
Got it.
So you want me to say that again? Put one in the chat box if you want me to say it again. So it just kind of sinks in a little bit there. It is not your responsibility to say no to the customer they can't buy. And when you don't offer your products and services, that's what you're saying. And what the heck? Is it really? I mean, what does one thing have to do with another? So you're managing the retargeting list this week. And for 3 months, you wait around to manage your email list? How foolish is that? I mean, what? You know what you missed out on helping them do by not managing their email list for 3 months? They could have brought another 2, 3, 4 customers because we're sitting around going, well, I feel it's uncomfortable to sell them another product. I don't know if they can afford it. What? If you'd focused on 3 niches, you got success with those niches, you'd have the confidence that when you told the next person, hey, we can do this is what we've done for other people, it feels exciting to you because you know you're truly helping them. You feel valuable. The problem is, the reason why we don't do this is because we feel inside that what we're doing is we're trying to sell something. We're trying to get something for nothing. And nothing in our product suite and nothing that you do that I'm even aware of. And the only reason I know you're online is you're investing in yourself. Everyone's online right now. The one thing I do know about you, because I've dealt with thousands of marketers in training them, is they have the most amazing hearts. They want to serve. They over deliver. They do stuff that their client doesn't even know they do and never get one bit of love from it. You know who the bad guys are? Not us. The bad guys are the ones that go work for Yelp that scam people by manipulating what they're saying that is absolutely not true. Those are the bad guys. That's the fight that we need to fight against. Now, I'm not saying everything that Yelp does is bad, but some of their stuff is really, really bad. So we need to be out there defending the entrepreneurial business owner and helping them and serving them. And we're not doing them any justice or any good by saying, well, because I do your email, I'm not going to do your social media. Well, I got to wait like 3 months to talk about that. And then we're going to, talk social media. I want to need another 3 months to talk about reputation. I want another 3 months to talk about traffic. I mean, my goodness, what are we waiting around to do? So let's really get excited about 2018 because it's our responsibility to talk about their products and services. So how many times, let me just, for those of you that are current customers, you've been with me for like a year. How many times do I sell you a year? Put in the chat box, how many times do I sell you a year? Meaning you get a sales email for a product, either our own or someone else's that we've already vetted. How many times? Right? Now, don't put a question mark next to it. If you do not put a question, you don't know. Right? Again, those of you that are putting heaps, you don't know. So don't say, right? Every week, you don't know. You have no idea, right? If you're saying every week. So those that put 4 to 6, 7, that's about the sweet spot, right? We did 5 this year. We did Ad Kahuna. We did social covers we came out with. We did 1 for rep videos. We did 1 for press releases. And then we did Traffic Fuel, which is 5. And then I think we did rep videos, or I'm sorry, expose. That was 6, right? 6 offers the whole year. That's 1 every other month. Do you hate me? Do we have a bad relationship? Are you uncomfortable? Because I sent you 6 offers every other month? That should be proof. Oh, hopefully you don't, right? Right? No, I mean, it's my job to tell you all the opportunity you have with us. It's your job to tell them all the opportunity they have with you. So what I'm doing for you, if you don't even realize this, is I'm modeling the behavior that I expect you to go out in the marketplace and light it on fire. Make sense? So Jamie, give me your raw thoughts on that.
No, it makes, actually, I would, based on what everybody else is saying, you're not selling enough. I would have thought, I haven't been here that long. I've been probably 2 months. But it seems to me you have so much value to add, you should be selling more.
Here, we only sell our products. You notice all the products I talked about, 5 of them were ours and 1 was somebody else's.
Yeah.
And the reason we do that is because we protect our customers. We don't send you a newbie stuff that comes off of JV Zoo or the Warrior Form every single week. Because distraction is the enemy of success. And what these guys are doing is they just line their pockets with another opportunity that they know that you're never going to fulfill on, because they understand that there's a deep psychological need for you to feel like you're doing something. When you shell out money, it makes you feel good inside. There's endorphins that fire, and it's a psychological high, but you never do anything, and you feel bad about it. But then the next opportunity comes out. This one's it. And we get caught up in that cycle, and they prey to it. There's a whole industry that preys on it. They understand it. They are brilliant at what they do. And I despise them for it, because I got caught up in that, and it almost ruined me. And I promised that if God would ever get me out of the tough situation I was in financially, the huge debt that I was in, and allow this quote-unquote online marketing thing to work out, I dedicate everything I could to making a difference in others to help them be successful. And that's why I'm here tonight. Is authentic and as real as I can be with you. To say, I want to model the behavior, give you the strategies, give you the focus, and more importantly, give you the support and the processes to go out and do what you really love to do. And then give you the leverage to do what you want to do, to spend more time with the family, to go on those vacations, to make an impact. Truth is, before I got on this call, it's a little personal, so sorry if I'm a little weak in the throat. One of our close friends of our family, their 9-year-old, which we have a 9-year-old, just got diagnosed with a brain tumor today. They're flying down tomorrow morning to Miami to have an operation. It is heartbreaking for us. But as we prayed, we realized that we are financially strong enough to help out that family. And my prayer with my wife was that we would be able to financially support them with their medical bills and help them through this very difficult situation for meals, for taking care of their other children, whatever they needed. We just wanted to be there. There's no way I could do that. We homeschool our daughter, right? And so there's no way we could do some of the things that we do without this digital marketing opportunity. This platform gives us as a family the ability to go out and make an impact, just not for me in the business world, but me with our family and our friends and the people that come into our lives. And I want that same strength for every single one of you. But we're not going to be able to do that, right, unless we're, really putting the output every single day. We're not spinning in circles and trying to figure it out. So unfortunately, the good news is I beat my head against so many walls. I got so many scars and blood stain that I had broken the path through, and others have gone before you to break this path through. I'm just letting you know there's a really simple, straightforward path for you to follow. And if you give us a chance to help you with that, then I believe that 2018 will be the best year of your life, if not from a financial perspective, but for an ease of operation and a process perspective. Like, wow, I really get this. So this is part one of a very high level. In part two, on November 15th, I want to go deep and give you the step-by-step process of everything we do in our mastermind. So if you want to go to localgenius.com/preview, you want to register for that, you don't want to miss that. It's going to be a one-time train, but it's going to be in the afternoon. So put one in the chat box if you're ready for part two. Like, yes, I could. Now, David, you could kind of the high-level processes. We'll go deep. So I'm going to get to principle 3 here for just a second. And by the way, our mastermind opens that day on the 15th as well. So if you're interested in having this type of training every single week, you want to train with me, Drew, you want to train with me, Stan, you want to train with me, Jamie, this is what those 16 weeks are, right? It's not this crazy, group where it's kind of all over the place. Everyone that's in the group, we work together, the same curriculum, go in the same direction, work with each other, just like you and I are working together right now. And we put a whole business together in 16 weeks. And my goal is to build you a 6-figure business in 90 to 120 days. And we can do that with the process we have. But I want to show you something. This just came across yesterday. It should be very entertaining. This is Matt Miller. Meet Matt Miller. 23 hours ago, he posted this. Matt, if you come on the mastermind, he always comes on the mastermind, kind of gives an update where he's at. He started 3 years ago. He was a cameraman, never owned a business, never any salespeople at all. I think this year he's going to hit 800,000 in 3 years. 800,000 starting from scratch, working from home, right? And so he said he did a little video. It's kind of showing his like man cave of how he does business. And so anybody put one in the chat box, show me to play this for you real quick, kind of give his status update and kind of go behind the scenes. This should be fun. So let me do this. I want to widen the screen, and then I want to take my audio and let me switch it over, and I'll hit play for you so you can see this.
LMG community, I thought I'd take this moment to make a quick video. I wanted to give you a little tour of the Madcapper Studios office. Right here is actually where I had 0 clients, 0. This is a little teeny room that I built in my garage in Los Angeles. And as you can see, I've got the backdrop on the wall, which David taught us to do. I got one computer here, and I got my PC here. I got a Mac and a PC. I don't discriminate. and I got my money shirt right here on the wall. And the money shirt is all about having a shirt that you can throw on, because I work in t-shirts and shorts, at the last minute if you're about to take a sales call, right? So when I had 0 clients, I hung this money shirt up on the wall, and I knew that it might look a little shabby, but it actually is a nice shirt. And I knew that whenever I had a sales call, I would throw that shirt on and I would make that sale. I would get that money from the client. So I also have reminders on the wall that are very important. Until my one thing is done, everything else is a distraction. Not only do I have it in one place, I got it in so many places. I got it over there, and I've also got it in the new room right here on the wall. I know this might not look like much of a fancy room, but let me show you what's going on in here. This is actually where I work all day, and this is where my operations manager works all day, my project manager. And I've also got 3 computers in office that are always running Lead Kahuna. 1, 2, 3, nonstop. And the main reason for making this video is to kind of showcase growth and expansion for 2018. Because when I came into the Mastermind, I think it was 2014 now. Geez, time flies. But I had 0 clients. Now I've got so many clients, and my goal for 2018 is to get to 7 figures, which is what David's main thing is for all of us in 2018. I built an expansion room. Just got finished today. So on the other side of the swimming pool, on the other side of the fence to keep my kids from jumping in the pool, we have another 12 by 14 inch foot space that we're going to grow with project managers. And I like to have people in-house when I can. Of course, they can work in-house and out-house, but in-house and out-of-house. But this is where the magic's going to happen. I like having it here. I like getting it done. And I don't like paying rent if I don't have to, you know. So I'm keeping it on site, under my control, and I'm following David's systems. And so far, it hasn't failed me. I just wanted to shoot this 2.5-minute video to show a little bit of what I'm doing and preparing for 2018, because right now is preparing for 2018 and what's going to get done. For me, I'm going to 7 figures in 2018, and hopefully you are too. Okay, see you there.
I mean, isn't it awesome? I just had to chuckle, right? His money shirt, isn't that awesome? Everybody should have a money shirt, right? We kind of, you know, but he's working from home. He's going to do $1 million. This is not some crazy. Didn't it feel like you? Let me ask you, does that feel like you? Like working out of the office or the bedroom or the kitchen, trying to figure this all out, right? Listen, we're all the same here. We have so much in common. But if you come out of the shadows and you actually start masterminding with others, you start following the processes, you stop being distracted, and you put these principles in place that we're talking about, then you're going to be able to have the same success that so many others are having. Now, lastly, I want to show you again, this might make a lot more sense with traffic and social and automation and funnel. So let's just take a look at this for a minute. And Jamie, now that you see this Drew stand, so this is making a lot more sense of why we built this 5-year plan of putting this whole ecosystem together for our own company, allowing others to be able to take advantage of everything we built.
Yep, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, but one of the chat boxes that makes a lot of sense to you too. You can kind of see, wow, now I got a plan for the people that say no to me for another offer. I get a plan that people say yes to me so I can upsell them to the next offer. So, and it's going to get even better from here. So the last principle I want to share with you is working with 5-star prospects and Mastermind weekly. So someone asked in the very beginning, hey, how do you, I think maybe Drew, how do you make sure that you're working with the right people? Well, they need to be 5-star prospects. So they're a 1-star if they're willing to engage with you. Some of you just keep following people around like little puppy dogs, right? If they're not giving you attention, screw them, get rid of them, right? You're valuable. You can do more damage to their success than they can even begin to understand with the products and services you have, right? So if they're not willing to engage with you, don't even think about going a step further. Now, another star would be, do they have a budget? $1,000 a month. Don't work with other businesses spending less than $1,000 a month. Right now, if you want to work for free and again, cut your teeth, I'm totally cool with that. But when you're ready to really crush it, you got to have a standard that if they're not spending $1,000 a month, you're just sorry, you're not the type of business I'm looking for. So let me give you the language real quick on this again. My language is, our goal when we give this type of a service out is to work with businesses that are trying to get their message in the marketplace. So I'm curious how much you typically spend on a monthly basis to get your message out. It's that simple. Star number 3, they know what they want, right? Now, some people are willing to engage with you. They have a budget, but they really don't know what they want. So, and it's okay for educating people, but you've worked with people, and I work with people that still have to, even after a conversation, they still don't really know. They're kind of, well, I'm thinking about doing a website. Well, I'm thinking about doing this, doing this. That's not a good person to work with, right? Put them on the, maybe I'll call you, maybe I'll think about you. Nah, probably not, right? You want to work with people that know what they want. They're looking for this type of marketing. They realize the value of it. Star number 4 is they want to take action soon. People can be willing to engage with you. They got a budget. They know what they want, but they're not going to take action until, next year sometime, right? They're taking action soon. And right now, you're going to hear a lot of people, and there's going to be some really dumb voice inside your head that says, everybody's getting ready for the holidays, and it's not going to be, no one's doing money. That's a bunch of crap. When you start using language like getting ready for 2018 to make that year the best year of their business, and how you're going to help them with the beta program with Rep Videos, or a beta program with Ad Kahuna, or a beta program with Rep Kahuna, or a beta program with social covers, or a beta program with Traffic Fuel, all the beta programs we put together for you. When they realize the value and how that can help and jumpstart their business, they want 2018 to be better than 2017, don't they? Who doesn't? But you got to have the right language. If you just go after them with the normal, crappy, or unorganized, non-strategic thought process, then they're going to say no to you. But if you go after them with a very specific thought process that gives a huge value, like I know you can give, especially if you have our products or you're going to put several products together, then man, you're going to go out there and crush it. So don't think for a moment that, the last few month or two, that is just for people that aren't successful. They say that as an excuse because it's not true. And the 5th star is they want you to help. Working with a 5-star prospect, and please screenshot this, put it up on your wall. You're only going to work with 4 and 5-star prospects, right? If they have 2 or 3 of these only, you're going to put them on the back burner. Don't even think about contacting them unless you're super desperate. But there are plenty of people, when you use the language I give you and you read the scripts that I give you and you have the products that we have, they are willing to engage as long as they have a budget. They're going to know what they want because they'll see all the value you're giving. They'll want to take action soon because your beta is going to be over, and they'll want you to do it because no one else can do it. So just kind of your raw thoughts, Drew, on this, because I know you asked about what type of business people to work with.
Raw thoughts. I have so many right now. And I don't want to take up too much time. But yeah, this is similar to a principle that I heard from another coach that I have about, you only want to work with high-end clients. You only want to work with, top dollar, top notch. And personally, I was in the past, I was the guy when I started 3 years ago who basically went with star 1 and star 2 because I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And, I'd send out a bunch of emails, and, I happened to get this carpet cleaner who had like a $300 a month budget. And that was all he was willing to spend. We met at Starbucks. I sold him on my services. I told him $1,000 a month is what I can do. And he's like, well, 300 is what I can do. And I'm like, okay, I can work with that. I couldn't. 2 months later, he was gone because I couldn't, I don't know who fired who, but I was happy he was gone. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. 4 or 5 star. That's all I would, 1,000 is my minimum from now on. I mean,
yeah,
as of a few months ago. So, yeah.
Well said. So here's where you can be with the Genius Mastermind train that I'd like everyone to be able to at least get a kind of some insights on, because I know these principles can help you, but I would now want to give you the tactics, because my goal is to get you 5 to 6 new customers a month. what we call our trust trigger product, right? That's a $297 to $397, $497, right around there, which is going to bring you a bottom line of $1,500 a month. And then from those 5 to 6, to be able to quickly upsell them to a $500 product minimum, adding $2,000 a month. So the math is pretty simple here. You can see if this is what you're getting to on a monthly basis, that's $2,000. The next month becomes $4,000. Next month becomes $6,000. Plus you got the $1,500. There's your $8,000 for 6 figures. It's not a lot, but you're going to get one lead generator, one appointment setter, and one account manager to be able to run your business. And I can show you, and John, our CEO, can show you, and guys like Matt and everyone else that's in our current mastermind can show you exactly how to do all of this. So this is my plan for you in 2018. That whether this can be done by February or March of 2018, or it can be done to the end of 2018. It's completely up to you. But you can go as fast or as slow as you want. My goal would be as you move as fast as you can, because local marketing is growing, right? These niches we're in, social media, I mean, it's even getting bigger and bigger. The traffic, bigger and bigger. Reputation, more and more. So what I want to do is take a few questions here in the chat box, and then, oh my goodness, it's been 90 minutes. It feels like, it kind of feels long, but at the same time, it feels like we just kind of flew through this, right? So, first of all, I'll put your questions in the chat box, and I'll try to rip through them. But Jamie, any final thoughts on tonight's training?
For me, so this is Jamie. So I really got an understanding of your big picture, and like I said earlier, the low-hanging fruit that email is, social media lists, retargeting, the pixel. That's something that I'm leaving mine on the table. So for me, that's a pretty easy win.
Nice. And Stan?
Outstanding. Tell me this on the mastermind. When does it start?
Well, we're doing the opening on the 15th, the same day there. So it'll start then. So just show up on that day, and we'll give you all the instructions of what you need to do if you need to do it. In the chat box, I put localgenius.com/preview for you guys. In the chat box, you want to click on that and just register. You're not buying anything. You're not, it's just you're getting on the list, and we'll notify you when we open up, just as a reminder. And then Drew, your thoughts?
Like Jamie, the email list, social media list, pixel list, and reputation is a game changer for me. Running Lead Kahuna, I've been running Lead Kahuna this whole time, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, I have lots of thoughts. You want me to keep going?
I mean, your big take, it's kind of your big takeaway. Here's the thing. I want everybody to write down the one thing. I want to read it. The one thing you're going to take away from this training and try to implement. The one principle. So just give me one.
One principle. To make sure that my marketing is boring, because I'm comfortable.
That's a brilliant takeaway. You were running away from boring about 45 minutes ago, and now you're embracing it. I love it.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me see what everybody else is doing. Only work with 5-star prospects. Love it. Great, John. Focus on one thing, Ricky says. Use the formula, Ken says. Make sure you're masterminding, John says. 3 niches and 5-star clients only. Love it, Leslie. We'll only work with 4 and 5-star, not clients, but prospects with $1,000 minimum. Yes. Bob says pick 3 niches, focus on a niche, and get offers happening. Love it, Dave. So Malcolm says, why 3 niches? Malcolm, you'll have to watch the replay if maybe you came in late. So focus on boring. I love it, Robert. Make a plan. Select with my clients, right? Maximum 3 niches, 1K minimum. Sell faster, upsell 3 times minimum in 90 days. Oh, that's a big one. Distraction is the enemy of success. Nothing has changed in 100 years of marketing. I love it. I need to get a money shirt. Jim, that's a great takeaway. I love that. What a fantastic. Listen, if that wasn't one of your takeaways, write it down right now, right? Get a money shirt, right? Get a money shirt. So all the above. All right, listen, what a fantastic training. Here's what I want to do. I'll send this replay out to everyone. Put one in the chat box if you want this replay so you can listen to it again. Yes? But here, do me a quick favor. Don't put any ones. I want you just send a message, because we're going to send it to other people. And I really care about other people that didn't show up today that will get these principles. Could you just don't put anything in the chat box except maybe one sentence or a few words to maybe someone you know? What would you say about what they need to do with this training? Why should they watch this training? Just in what I'm doing, I'm going to screenshot that real quick. So just a quick sentence or 2 or 3 words about why they need to watch this training, what you found valuable about it, what they can get out of it or what you got out of it. So, and let me read. Incredibly mind stimulating. This replay will change your life. Spend 90 minutes, make 90,000. 2018. No is yes in disguise. Great training. You got your ish together. Thank you very much. Financial freedom, totally forward thinking. Great content. Awesome. Thank you guys for that. I want to screenshot it real quick. If you want 2019 Real, start here with this training. Awesome. Thank you guys. Need this training to get a system in place. Watch this training. You'll be stimulated and realize your own potential. Think strategic. Watch this training webinar, hyper-focused. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Very practical, applicable. Replay, please. No overwhelm with this training. Oh, very good. Good job, Lisette. I'm so glad that you didn't think that. Watch this training, stop whining, and get doing. Robert, you're starting to sound like me, man. I'm rubbing off on you, huh? Great to connect. Lead with your strength. Oh, that was a big one. No one else got. I didn't see that one. Cynthia, you're a rock star. Cynthia's name is Maxwell too. So I got that from John Maxwell, Cynthia. So I'm glad you like that. Okay, listen, here's what we'll do. I want to make sure everybody gets a replay out by tomorrow. Okay? So first of all, a big shout out to Jamie, Stan, and Drew. Listen, are you guys going to join us on November 15th? Jamie, Stan, Drew, you guys going to join us there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Already registered.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking in on you, see how you've applied some of the principles, okay?
Cool.
Awesome. All right, everybody, have a great night. And here's what my hope is. My hope is you won't stop right now and go, oh, I know it's exhausted after 90 minutes. You just stop, get a moment of kind of like peace and quiet, and start writing down some stuff. Your family's depending on you. Your friends and family are depending on you. I know that you carry a lot of burden for your family, because I do. And I'm telling you, this opportunity, if you got a passion and you feel called to go help businesses, this could be everything you've ever wanted and much, much more. Because for me, it's been everything I've ever wanted and so much more. And it's my commitment and our entire team's commitment to help make that opportunity real for you, to really help you get customers, to really figure out these systems. And more importantly, what I taught you today wasn't just about some tactic that's going to go away. I'm teaching you deep principles that no one can take away from you. And I don't even care if years from now you decide to sell your business and do something else. You can take these things with you and these principles for the rest of your life. And no matter what you do, you can still apply. These are yours. You own this. This is everything that you need, step by step. All right? Well, thanks so much, everyone. Have a great evening, and hopefully we'll see you November 15th, 2 p.m. Bye for now.